Hello there. Today we'll be talking about adult peer pressure. Yes. When you're feeling the pressure to sort of conform and fit in. Peer pressure doesn't just, I believe peer pressure doesn't just happen to you when you're a teenager. You're a full-grown person, you're looking at your mates, man, things are happening, you know. Maybe you've been believing God for a promotion at your place of work for 4 years. Lakini your friends in those 4 years have been promoted three times. You, nothing. You've been praying.
You're not working hard.
You've been going to church. You like you too. Yes, and you're working hard, but it's not happening. And you start feeling the pressure to sort of kind of fit in, because for them life is happening. They you know, you can tell that their lives have become, they have a better quality of life than they did 4 years ago. For you, things have remained constant, and you feel the pressure to sort of want to do something extra to fit in. How do you handle that?
Sometimes you don't even know what to do.
There are times you're lost. You're thinking, okay, fine, I have this job. I'm not exactly a business person. What do I do?
Anyway, pressure to get babies. And when you're told you're married, it's when you're down the line, 2 years on the line.
Where's the baby?
You know? So it's pressure to get married. You know,
I think the truth is, it's there. It's all true. As long as you're here on this earth, you'll always have some form of pressure.
How do you get over it? I mean, as a Christian, here you are, even in simple things like you're in church, you know, you're looking at other Christians, and it could be simple things like their prayers are being answered, yours are not being answered. You know, meanwhile, you guys are praying, as in when it comes to kuomba nyote mnaomba, kuamini nyote mnaamini, kufanya kazi kwa nguvu, nyote mnafanya kazi kwa nguvu. How do you get over that?
In fact,
when it starts affecting your prayer life like this.
Sorry to cut you. At the time, you know, when people are praying together, the people who are specifically designed, they say, this one's prayers will reach heaven one touch. Like this is one way to heaven. You know, it takes a few days, you know. But I think for me, what I've learned is knowing God's vision for my life as an individual. Because you don't want to categorize yourself in a group. It's good to know God's vision for Mercy, God's vision for Amani, and that's getting into God's insight for your plan, for his purpose for you, and for his plan for you. You know, I think for me that kind of like reduces that sort of pressure, because you know God created us, each person as an individual, not 2 or 3 people. So I have to go to God and ask him, God, for mercy, what this design that you created for me in terms of my life, what is the purpose? What is the plan? And how do I get into that end goal, into that purpose? Because not all of us we're not following the same route.
That is true.
Somebody else's route is not my path. That's not my path. Your path is different. My path is very different. So I think it's good to just reconcile with God and get to know his vision for you as an individual to kind of like ease that pressure, though it's there.
I like what you said, basically about just things happening at their own time. You realize that we all don't walk at the same time. You know, there's some kids before even 1 year has fikad. Wow, ameshaanza shoo. And there are others, it will be like 3 months. 3 months later, and the baby's still, you know, taking their time, crawling a little bit and everything. We all don't do things at the same time. And what happens is that society tends to be structured in a way of conformity. You know, get married at this time, have a baby at this time, you should have owned a property by this time. So when you're not really conforming to that, you feel under so much pressure, and it can even affect like your prayer life. You know, you're looking and thinking, okay, God, why is it that things are not really happening for me? But you know, things happen at its appointed time. But with that said, maybe your pals things are happening and everything. It can be inspiration. Maybe I'm looking at you and I'm inspired and I'm like, hey, I want to be like that guy.
This is the truth. Your perceptions become your reality. And peer pressure becomes peer pressure to you, depending on the lenses you're looking at life with. If you look at life through the lenses of the culture you're in, then definitely you'll find yourself succumbing to the same. If you look at life through the lenses of the Bible or godly lenses, then it's a totally different story. Now, you spoke about conformity. It's interesting, as scripture says in Romans 12,
That we should not
verse 2.
conform
I tell you.
Do not conform
Conform
to the
patterns
patterns
of
of
this
this world.
world.
Yes.
Yeah.
but be transformed by the renewal of
of
your
your
mind.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? So, truth be told, when you look at peer pressure, it's all about insecurity. It has two aspects,
Yeah.
according to me. Insecurity, and secondly, acceptance. So you're trying to be accepted by people. Now, Paul highlights it, and different scriptures talk about it, that let's not conform, all right,
Yeah.
to the patterns of this world. So there are certain patterns that exist within this world.
Yes.
Now, the challenge we have as believers, we try to fix God in those patterns.
To those
Yes,
patterns.
yes,
is-
yeah.
which is-
True, yeah.
quite warped in itself, you know?
Yeah.
So you have a pattern here, so things happen this way,
Yeah.
systems work out this way, this the end product, then you bring God and you try to fix him there.
Yeah.
Whereas it should be the other way around. Just as Mercy said, you know, we look up to God and you ask God, what plan and purpose do you have for me? I love what it says. It continues to say, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. So it's up
Yes,
here.
Up here, yeah.
It's up here.
So there's a paradigm shift. There's a certain shift that needs to happen, needs to take
your
place in your
mind.
mind for you to
Yeah.
be able to look at life and look at your situations in a different manner. Then it goes on to say, then you'll be able to test
Yes.
and approve what God's will is. Good,
And
pleasing,
perfect.
and perfect will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay? So peer pressure becomes peer pressure if you want it to become, depending on how you view life. If guys are getting married and you've hit fourth floor,
Yes.
all right?
Yes.
Are we together? Or people are driving and you're still using Mercedes, Lexus, Mitsubishis, you know? Or people have children and you're still there. For me, just to realize, as Mercy said, and I like that use God's timing.
Yes.
Yes. And
Yes.
the interesting thing about God's timing, it's not conventional.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The timing of God is not conventional.
Yeah.
It's not based on the clock. It's not based on days.
Or
God's
patterns.
ways,
Yes,
God's
and-
patterns, God's
absolutely.
timing is completely and totally different. And the quicker and faster we embrace that, all right,
Yeah.
the quicker we will receive peace.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
peer pressure is all about lack of peace within. You feel like, I need to be somewhere, I need to do this.
Yes. Yeah.
But as long as you have peace within you,
Yeah.
with or without it, I'm still at peace.
Yeah.
And you know, we have a God who actually suspends protocol.
Yes.
We have a God who just can shift things right side up
Overnight.
to a person.
Yeah.
You know, it's called word. Within a second, you know, God can actually turn a person's life around.
Yeah. So there you have it. So even as you go through this walk of life and you feel so much pressure coming from you left, right, and center, you're believing God for stuff. It's not happening, but everybody around you seems to be getting their own. Most importantly, have faith, meditate on His word, and be happy for your friends and pray for them. God bless you. We'll see you next time on CITAM Church Online. Bye.